Braid to mono connection. Let's have a look at simple beginner level knot that anybody, any age and any level can attempt and be confident in. I still use it on my everyday fishing despite my experience, and when I'm on a boat and I need to hurry up to go back into my fishing, this is the knot that I do. Many people still struggle doing knots. It is simply because they may have not practiced enough, they may not go fishing enough, or they simply never tried to attempt. Let's start with a basic knot. I like knots like the Alberto or the Albright knot. But let's not get too confused with the names. Let's start showing you how to do it, okay? For this particular knot, what I generally suggest is have enough length on the leader to double it up, create a loop, and hold both of the lines with your pinky. That will allow you to have tension on the leader. Similar thing on the braid. We are not doubling up the braid, but we holding it in exactly the same way. I like this way because it allows you to have a couple of extra fingers to do the wraps. So the amount of length I like to keep on the braid is roughly 15 to 20 centimeters. And the first step will be to go inside the loop. The second step will be to wrap it around both of the strands. The third step will be to come back over the previous strands. And the last step will be to come out of the loop. Very easy, easy to remember. Inside the loop, wraps, wraps, out to the loops. Loop. Sorry. Okay, let's do it. So you go inside the loop, and I generally hold the loop this way, so tension is your friend in this case. Have the braid going over both of the strand of leader, and we go 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thicker are the lines you're using, less wraps you want to do. In this case, I'm using a 60-pound braid and a 60-pound leader. Once we are at this point, I pinch it and go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we go inside the loop. The most important thing at this point is to come out of the loop in exactly the same way you came in. If you don't do this last step right, the knot will come undone. So at this point, with the extra bit of braid length that you have in here, pull both of the strands of braid and pull both of the strands of mono together. Depending on the thickness and how many wraps you've done, this knot should slide fairly easy, but not too easy, okay? So double up on both sides if you can, and help the knot to reach the end of the leader. Once the braid wraps reach the end of the loop, you can stop pulling with both strands and grab the main line on the leader and main line on the braid. At this point, you'll see that the whole wraps will cinch itself. You may have noticed, sometime you may notice that the braid wraps change color slightly. That, I guess, it's because it starts cinching into the leather and it starts getting a bit shinier. The knot at this point is nearly done. This is a very fast knot. This is called Albright. It's a very fast knot. I still do during my fishing. When I'm at home and I want to do a fancy knot, I use my PR, the FG, whatever you are able to do. But if you need a beginner level knot, or you are on a boat and you don't want to either waste time or the boat rocking around may bother you, try to attempt this kind of knot. At this point we trim the braid a little bit longer. If you have a lighter, you can also burn this bit, but the most important thing for this kind of knot is to trim the mono tag end completely. If you are not confident on this kind of knot, leaving the tag end a little bit longer will only give you issues. Remove the tail completely and you will have a nice streamlined knot that will go through your guides without effort. This is the main purpose of doing this kind of knots, nice and streamlined. Very important to test the knot before the fish will test it for you.